Welcome back, dear friend and viewer. What if the real horror in your life is not hiding in the dark outside, but growing silently inside your own mind? Most people think fear comes from shadows, strange sounds, lonely roads, or empty rooms. But the truth is far deeper than that. Real horror begins the moment fear enters your thoughts, controls your breathing, weakens your heart, and makes you feel powerless. In that moment, the darkness is no longer around you. It is inside you. And if you do not learn how to control it, fear can turn even the safest place into a prison. In this video, you will learn how to protect your mind, defeat inner fear, and become stronger than the darkness that tries to break you. Stay with me until the end because this message is not just motivation. It is mental survival. Fear is one of the oldest enemies of the human mind. It does not always come with a face. Sometimes it arrives as a thought, a whisper, a memory. A sudden feeling that something is wrong even when nothing is there. That is why fear is so dangerous. It does not need to touch you to control you. It only needs your imagination. The moment your mind starts creating worst-case scenarios, the horror begins. Your body becomes tense, your breathing changes, your heart starts racing. You look around, but the biggest threat is no longer outside. It is the picture your own mind is painting. This is why so many people lose battles that never even became real. Fear convinced them they were already losing before life even moved. Most people think bravery means feeling no fear. That is not true. Real bravery is feeling fear deeply and still refusing to bow to it. A strong mind is not a mind that never gets scared. It is a mind that knows how to stay standing while fear is trying to enter. Fear will knock on every door. The question is whether you let it live inside your head. Because the moment fear becomes your master, everything changes. Small problems start looking massive. Silence feels threatening. The night feels heavier. Your own thoughts begin to sound like enemies. That is how horror grows, not by reality alone, but by the power you give to fear when you stop challenging it. The darkest part about fear is that it feeds on weakness, confusion, and imagination. It grows when you are alone too long with negative thoughts. It grows when you keep watching darkness and expecting peace. It grows when your body is tired, your mind is undisciplined, and your spirit is already carrying emotional weight. That is why fear attacks people harder when they are mentally exhausted. A tired mind becomes an open door. And once fear enters, it starts changing the way you hear, the way you see, the way you think. Every sound becomes suspicious. Every shadow becomes alive. Every silence becomes a warning. But here is the truth most people never learn. Fear is strongest when your mind is untrained. That is why the first way to survive horror is not by running from darkness, but by strengthening your inner world. The mind that is disciplined becomes harder to shake. When you learn to control your breathing, control your thoughts, and control your emotional reactions, fear starts losing its grip. This is why calm people look so powerful in dangerous moments. Not because they feel nothing, but because they know how to stop panic from taking over. Panic is what turns fear into defeat. But calm turns fear into a test. And the person who stays calm in darkness already has an advantage over the person who is fighting their own imagination. One of the strongest things you can do in a fearful moment is bring yourself back to reality. Slow your breathing, look around carefully, stop letting your thoughts run wild without evidence. Fear loves speed, it wants your mind to race, it wants you to imagine 10 terrible things in 10 seconds, but strength comes from slowing down. Breathe in deeply, stand still, let your body know that you are present, let your mind know that it does not control you. Sometimes the battle is not with a ghost, a shadow, or a night terror. Sometimes the battle is with your own nervous system, and when you master that, you stop becoming easy prey for fear. There is also a deeper truth. Many people are not just afraid of darkness, they are afraid of themselves in darkness. They are afraid of what loneliness awakens. They are afraid of memories, regrets, guilt, trauma, and old pain returning when the world goes quiet. This is why night can feel so heavy. Silence removes distraction, and when distraction disappears, unresolved pain often steps forward. That is why mental strength matters so much. If your inner world is full of chaos, every dark moment will feel worse. But if you begin healing, disciplining your thoughts, and building spiritual and emotional strength, the darkness outside stops having so much power over you. A strong person understands that fear must be faced, not fed. If you keep feeding it with horror thoughts, panic habits, and helpless behavior, it grows. But when you challenge it, question it, and stand your ground, it starts shrinking. The same room that once scared you becomes normal. The same silence that once disturbed you becomes peaceful. The same night that once made you panic becomes just another night. That is the reward of mental strength. Not that fear disappears forever, but that it no longer controls your life. You stop reacting like a victim and start standing like someone who knows their own power. Protecting yourself from fear also means protecting what enters your mind every day. If your thoughts are constantly full of darkness, violent images, anxiety, overthinking, and emotional weakness, your spirit becomes easier to disturb. But if you feed your mind strength, faith, discipline, courage, and clarity, you build inner resistance. This is why what you watch, what you think about, and what you repeatedly tell yourself matters so much. The horror that destroys most people is not always supernatural. It is psychological. It is fear multiplied by imagination and strengthened by mental weakness. That is why mental discipline is not optional. It is protection. So if fear has been controlling you lately, hear this clearly: you are not powerless. Fear may visit your mind, but it does not have the right to rule it. Darkness may test you, but it does not define you. Panic may knock, but you do not have to open the door. Train your breathing, strengthen your thoughts, protect your peace. Build your inner world until your mind becomes a place where fear cannot stay for long. Because the strongest person is not the one who never enters darkness. It is the one who enters darkness and still carries their own light. If this message reached you deeply, subscribe to Next Level Mind for more deep, dramatic, and powerful motivation videos. Strengthen your mind, protect your soul, and never let fear become bigger than the power already living inside you.